I'm not sure how they smurfed, but we can only theorize as to how they were
Oh yeah, we're
smurfing.
theorizing. We're
But
theorizing.
I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna guess it was like a Mogwai Gremlins kind of thing, like some
Like
sort of ingredient. No, some sort of ingredient lands on Smurfette, or maybe all
yeah,
of the
it's
Smurfs.
called cum.
And,
All right.
We are back. I got
yeah,
my poster now here.
I know. What is that? Is it a Gaudi
So it's
it's gonna be
Stanley
hard for people at
Kubrick's
home actually because nobody can.
movies.
Oh, so you got a
Like a
lovely.
couple like a couple of movies of Stanley Kubrick there in the picture. But I want to change it, put some more color in there, but I needed to put something in there because it was just blank. And then
Right.
I did a show and people like, hey, what are those tapes in the wall? I'm like, okay, I don't I need to put something in there. Because when
Uh,
there's I hate putting that's one thing that pet peeve that I have is when
did you?
people
Sorry, just before you say this, what do you mean by tapes on the wall? Do you mean like?
no, like the tapes that they have in the little yeah, oh sorry, like this it wasn't put in nails, it was just like little like 3 mm's like scotch tapes that
Oh,
you
it's
put
just
in.
stuck with Scotch tape. Okay.
Yeah, stuck. So
All
it's
right.
like
So
or
basically,
you could see the tapes in the
decorate your
wall.
background like
Yeah.
a 10-year-old.
Yeah, so it was and there was something missing, so I was like and when people go like, "Hey, what is it?" And I'm like, because that's the thing that I don't like when I do anything like a podcast or like if I do even like a little quick video that I put on TikTok or something, I like to like I don't like to show my house. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
I don't like to
Yeah.
show like you see some videos and like the whole like room is like disgusting, like shit everywhere, and people
Yeah.
are like, "Hey, doing a dance," and I'm like, "Clean your room before you do like before you do your dance."
I know.
Like
That's how
I
I
don't,
feel. They've got all these lights and stuff now, which
yeah,
reminds me of like college, like black lights.
yeah,
And
yeah, yeah,
because yeah, all these presenters, they got all the lights in the background, but then sometimes they don't. You just look on the ground and you can see their underwear and stuff lying
yeah.
there.
It's like I just don't. To me, it's like, come on, it's like don't show or go against a wall or something, but like make it look like also like don't show your house. I don't understand people that go like, so this is where I live, and it's like it's like I guess because I come from Venezuela and I grew up in that.
Yeah.
It's like you want to get robbed. That's what you're doing. You're showing the robbers
Right.
your house so they can I can go in front of the window that that this guy's saying is like
Yeah.
doing his dance.
Yeah, that's how I feel about like Instagram and any of these live stories. Like when the millionaires are going, "Here we go, we're off for
Yeah.
holiday" and stuff. And I'm like, "All right, good. Yeah, you just told." And then it's on the news. Then they're like, "Kim Kardashian's
Yeah,
house
yeah,
was broken
yeah,
into on the weekend," and they're all shocked. You're like,
yeah,
"Oh,
yeah,
has
yeah. How
nobody
did
noticed
it
this pattern?" Like LeBron James got robbed like 3 times last year, didn't
Yeah,
he?
yeah.
Or not last year, but I guess pre-COVID. That's crazy. Even the
Like,
burglars
stop
obeyed.
showing where you are. Like, stop like saying
Yeah,
when
I was gonna say,
like
but even the LeBron burglars behaved by the COVID rules because we didn't hear once about LeBron James's house
that's true.
getting robbed while he was in the bubble.
That's
But
true. That's true. Well, because the family was over there.
I guess that's it.
Right, they couldn't
Everybody's
be there like in front. Maybe towards the end or something, but yeah, but I just don't.
yeah.
I don't. Well, I mean, I wanted to talk about this. Speaking of athletes, that's my segue,
Well,
by the way.
I want to. Well, you don't need to segue yet because I wanted to clarify. Like, I personally, I'm with you on this. And when I go on holiday and stuff, I put my holiday pics on Instagram when I'm already home. So
Oh,
I'll
like
send,
before, like right
like,
after like
yeah,
before
like
you do the whole you go into like production, you shoot, and then when you get home, then you release it.
yeah, basically, like when I was in Hawaii, and yeah, when I get back from Hawaii, we were doing some shows in Hawaii. We did the shows. It was the weekend. I got back, and I'm having that relaxing Monday, and then I'm putting my photos up there, and it always happens when they start writing back, going, "Oh, how long are you in Hawaii for?"
Yeah,
And you're like,
yeah,
this is. this is my ploy so that nobody can ever break in and steal my DVD collection.
Yeah, I don't mind like posting like in when you're like in Hawaii, whatever. But I don't like sometimes I just don't like posting like location stuff. Like let
Yeah,
people like it's I'm in the beach. Where? And then if somebody writes me that I know, I'm like, oh, I'm in Hawaii. But I don't want like
yeah,
people knowing like I'm just in the beach. Could be anywhere. You know what I mean? Like I'm not giving
right.
like you're gonna have to do some I mean, which is pretty easy. They can just Google your website and be like, oh, he's got a show in Hawaii.
Yeah, that's
So,
true. That's true. These are all things that
at the end of
can
the
be
day, if
figured
somebody
out.
wants to rob you, they can rob you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, London. When I lived in London, we got robbed. Well, I mean, I think Londoners are used to it, and we started to realize they do keep track of you. They're all watching. When we got robbed in
Well, that's good.
Manchester,
That's smart. That's a professional robber. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
good
Like
for them.
put the work. Put the
They're
work.
yeah, yeah, they're casing the place. They're putting the time in. When we lived in Manchester, the quite a famous burglary with Jim Jeffries and Steve Hughes were my roommates. So the three of us lived in Manchester. Jim even put it in his sitcom. But those drug dealers, so they got caught, and I went to the trial. But in the trial, they thought that we were drug dealers because they were
Oh,
watching
wait, the
us.
drug dealers thought you were, or the cops?
The people robbing us.
They thought that you
The
guys were drug dealers.
Yeah, they thought we were drug dealers because of the hours, because we were comedians, because they were watching, because
Oh,
they would watch, they would be like, this comedian leaves with a backpack on a Friday night and he comes back Sunday
well, they
morning,
weren't that
and
far off.
and then I know we always say it is closely the hours can be very
And
similar.
comics are doing a lot of drugs too, so it's kind of like I mean,
that that
it's
true,
not
but
far.
yeah, when they broke into the house expecting a drug den, and it's well, I mean, yeah, to be honest, they ended up getting 12 years and 10 years sentences, and
Oh wow!
they got an extra two. Each of them got an extra two for drug possession, and we always laugh because the drugs were ours.
Oh
So,
wow!
so by taking those from us,
Wait, so
um,
did you have to like go in like in actual trial and like be like, all right, can you point the persons and you have to say right there like Ray Liotta and Goodfellas?
yeah, like so it was. Although it was my house, I wasn't in the burglary. Jim Jeffries and Steve Hughes got robbed. I was in Australia at the time.
Oh, but you
Um,
posted pictures later.
yeah, but I wasn't posting pictures, so they probably thought he might be home at any moment now. Um, so yeah, so they robbed them, but they tied them up, the burglars,
Whoa! Oh
which
wow!
yeah,
This is
so it's
like
not just a
bad
burglary; it crosses into kidnapping.
kidnapping. Oh,
You-
so they
Yeah,
literally they went
so
in while Jim Jeffries and the other guy was Steve Hughes, right?
Steve Hughes, great
They were
comic.
they were both in the house and they came in and be like, get the fuck, like really like just while they were sleeping or something like that.
Yeah, they were. I think Steve was watching. I think the deal is Steve was watching TV. We had another guest comic called Liz Stevens. She was staying with us in our guest room, and then
Wow.
and Jim and his girlfriend were in their room, and yeah, and these guys came in. I think they tied Jim up. I've heard the story numerous times because they tied Jim up with his girlfriend's hair straighteners or whatever. So that's what
Oh,
they tied his. Yeah, they bound his wrists with her hair curlers, her hair straight with that cord. That's how they tied him up. And I believe,
wow.
oh, and then they took Jim's car and they took our stuff, and then there was a car chase. So when they drove off,
Wow.
it's quite funny because I guess Steve then went and grabbed a kitchen knife to come and cut Jim loose, and Jim's poor girlfriend at the time was like, "No, not my hair straighteners." And they're like, "No."
She cared more about that than Jim.
Yeah, they're like, these are coming off, and then
Cut Jim, not my hair straightener.
yeah, man. So and then the deal is the guys left in the car, and then the cops weren't even going to pursue them, but they thought it was a drunk driver because I guess the car ran a curb, and then they
Wow.
chased them through the streets. So the
But that's
answer to your question is no. I didn't have to stand in court, but I did watch the trial. I got to go to the
But they
courthouse,
didn't know you.
and
That's
I
my
watched.
point. Like they didn't see you, like because like there's could be a guy right now like making a figurine, a voodoo figurine in jail of you right now and be like, wait till I'm out and like Cape Fear, and he's just waiting for you to come out and like
Yeah,
until he gets out and he's gonna go hunt you down because you put him in jail.
that
Which
is
That's what I would do. You know, if I see the person who put me in jail, yeah,
Yeah,
that's it. I'm waiting to
I
get out
know.
to catch you.
Yeah, you don't have to remind us of that, but yes, yes, you're correct. That is a constant paranoia. That a
So
lot of
they do know who they are. Like
well, yeah,
they know.
the whole trial happened, man. So yeah, they
Oh
were on
wow.
trial. Jim and Steve were on the stand. Now the one thing is like I don't. Okay, robbers at this level, I guess, aren't that vindictive because it's not Jim and Steve that busted them; it's the cops that caught
True,
them
true, true.
out in
So
some.
okay,
So
okay.
they're not going to be like, oh, those guys.
Plus,
I
also,
mean,
I'm very lucky that they only got like put it like wrapped in the house, like because if it was in Latin America, they like Jim and Steve they would have gotten kidnapped for sure. You know what I
oh,
mean?
you think they would have been taken in the car and stuff, right?
Oh yeah, Fuck. They're
Right.
like, get in the car. We're gonna drive you around Manchester and drop you like in Liverpool, and then
Yeah,
you're gonna have to get back because that's what like that's called like a kidnap express. That's the kind of like that's what they used to do.
that's a
In
term you guys
That's the
use.
term. Yeah, 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 yeah. They used to do it in back in Venezuela, and it was like that. It's actually a movie this Venezuelan director did that became very popular called Kidnap Express, and that's what they do. They would just like my uncle got kidnapped with my cousin, you know, and like they just get you in the car, you know, they drive, and then they drop you like in the middle. Like let's say we're in LA, you know, so you can get a reference.
And, and
Let's
is
say
the motivation for doing this is this that you can't report to the authorities?
it's
Is that the
to it.
idea?
I mean, well, I mean, I think it's just to either you know like if you get money to get more money out of you, it's to intimidate you, you know, it's to like rob everything that you have and like and then I mean but some like
Right.
I mean because the whole
So
point is
leave you with nothing.
yeah, and then they
Yeah.
because like what they and like sometimes it's like because they like when you're in the car they say they're gonna kill you, so it's like you're
Yeah.
going like am I gonna die or not, you know, so it's like so most of it is like they just do it to intimidate you, but like they still drop you like let's say they rob you like by your house and then they drop you like in let's say like in Riverside or something, you know, something like
Right.
that,
Yeah.
you know, and
Yeah.
then you're like, oh fuck, you know, that's kind of like what they did in Venezuela, you know, like, and then you just have
Right.
to. Which I had a joke where I would go like, you know, like yeah, because like what happened if you get kidnapped, you know, because you got into a cab that was like a shady cab, and the cab kidnaps, and then drops you in the middle of nowhere, and then now you
Yeah.
get another cab, so you can get kidnapped again. So hopefully they drop you back where they kidnap
Yeah.
close to their house.
Yeah. You're hoping that it'll be a corrective cab.
Yeah, yeah.
That's weird. It's funny that you say Riverside because that's just an inconvenience, isn't it?
Well,
So,
that's what I mean. It's
so
like,
like, not
well,
only have we kidnapped you, but we're going to inconvenience you.
yeah, that's the thing. They drive you like it's not like they're oh, okay, fine here. It's like no, they drive you. But yeah, man, that's scary. Like my uncle went
Yeah.
through it with my cousin, you know, and like you know, it's scary, you know, because you gotta, you know,
Yeah,
you
man.
never.
I don't want to catch the Kidnap Express. I have no
No,
interest.
no,
I have
that's
no
what I
interest
mean. It's
ever.
like you're like what happened to you was or to Jim and your roommate was very like old school, like 1920s Robin. Like, all right, we're gonna
Yeah.
rap you, see, and hey, don't say anything to the coppers, see, you know, like, and that's
Yeah,
it. Like,
but I think that's the way it most home robberies go. I think because a lot of the robbers are aware that if they hold you for more than 40 minutes, you cross into kidnapping territory, right?
got it,
So they
yeah.
mostly, not that I'm saying they're all smart and they're like, all right, in and out. We got 30 minutes to to fill the car and
Well,
get
I
out of
mean,
here
if
with
you're
the
gonna be a
booty.
robber, do that. Become like Ocean's 11 shit. You know what I mean? Like, do stuff like
Yeah,
that. Like, I would. That would be kind of cool. Like, if you be like,
yeah.
you know, and rob people. Like, that's why I don't know if you've seen this Netflix show. It's called Money Heist. Uh,
Haven't seen it yet. No.
it's a Spanish. It's from Spain, and it's like it became like a global phenomenon. Like everybody in the world, like it's a huge fan base, and it's really
Right.
cool. And it talks about like obviously like a robbing, like a couple. It's like Ocean's 11, but they rob like the government. They rob like a bank, like the federal bank.
Okay.
No, so
like
it's not
Robin
like
Hoods. They're like Robin Hoods.
yeah. I mean, they're still
Okay.
robbing for them, but they're not robbing people. So it's kind of like so then the public is kind of
Right.
like oh, kind of likes
So
them.
that you can empathize with the
Yes,
bad guys
of course.
technically,
Yeah,
and root for them and stuff. And
yeah.
that sounds cool. Yeah, I'd love to. I love a good heist.
Oh yeah,
I'm a
watch
fan.
it. It's awesome. I mean, like it's a really, really, really good show. Watch it. I mean, I watched all of it. I mean, waiting for the final season to come out. It's really good.
Right. Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, that's you got to have your priorities. That's just it. I mean, the guys who robbed us. I mean, they must have been disappointed
Hopefully, they're
too.
not
Because
listening to the podcast.
I'm gonna guess that they're not fans. I'm gonna take a wild guess. The other thing too, I was gonna say, Jim does get because it's not Jim Jeffries isn't his real name, so Jim's a little bit safer. But although
Oh, James Jeffrey's not his real name.
no, it's not his real name. That's a good thing for entertainers, isn't it?
Breaking news. This is gonna be
Entertainers,
viral.
yeah, entertainers should keep a false name so that people have harder times like
Like Jamie Foxx.
hunting you down. Well, I don't know. Sometimes I don't know whose names are
Oh, Jamie Foxx is
real
not
or
his
not.
real name either.
No, those are always good ones too. One syllable striking last names. Those are good
Yeah,
for Hollywood.
like Tom
Pitt,
Cruise.
Fox. Yeah,
Cruise.
yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
first wanted to change. Did you ever think about changing your name?
Well, I not until it was too late. You know,
Oh
not until
yeah.
I'd already done my career for a while because I never had a problem with Whitehead. But well, there's a couple things, but also I would find recently there's a stigma around the color white. if I had to, and so having the last name Whitehead, but it's not very action packed. But also, my father came to one of my early shows, like when I was in less than 2 years, and he asked me. He told me he was really proud of me, and he asked me to keep the name Whitehead, and that put everything to rest for me. I was like, oh, okay, all right, I'll stay with my name and stuff. But I look back on it. My name was Jason John Whitehead when I started in the industry and stuff, and I wish I'd maybe gone with Jason Johns or something like
Yeah, that would have been cool.
been
Like
quick.
Jason John. You would have put Jason John.
Yeah, that would have been quick and poppy and stuff. But
Yeah.
you don't know those things when you're.
But at the end of the day, like, yeah, I mean, I do see it, but it's also like, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. You know, now it doesn't matter. I think I get it back like in like 80s or something like that, where like, but I think right now, like you see like, you know, like this now, like people like I'm thinking of like this Mexican famous like Gael Garcia Bernal. It's like dan dan dan, and he's like killing it. The guy, you know, does everything. It's like so. At the end of the day, it's kind of like it's whatever. I mean, I guess it's whatever you want to do.
You never know. You never know. Because on the other side of the coin, I will say, so when I started off in stand-up comedy, Time Out magazine was huge in Britain.
Oh, yeah.
That's where all the comedy listings were. And the comedy listings were each page was 4 columns long. And the name Jason John Whitehead stuck out because it was the longest name.
Oh, okay.
And so I also told myself, oh, there's an advantage, like because if you open the page to the comedy page, you can see where Jason John Whitehead is playing everywhere, just because my name would kind of stick out. So you know what? There's you can find advantages if you just want to be an optimistic person.
Yeah.
You can find an advantage.
Of course, and I think it's also like if it rhymes too. My thing is more like you said, like if it flows nicely, like that's one thing I was like I thought about it when I first started, but I was like if I had like a long last name.
Oh, I think yours is great. I wouldn't be surprised if yours.
But it's a short. But it's a short. What I like is like have a short last name.
Yeah.
You know, it's like Francisco Ramos. Like if it would have been like Francisco Gonzalez, too much. You know what I mean? It's like
I'm with you on that one. Yeah, totally.
You know what I mean? Like or if my last name was Gonzalez, then it would be like Frank Gonzalez. Because that's my nickname. People call me Frank or Frankie or whatever. I don't mind that.
Right. Yeah.
So
then you have to go with like Frankie G. Or something.
Yeah.
Have you seen the comedy stylings of Frankie G?
Frankie G. I'm like maybe just turn into a reggaeton artist. I mean, after that, Frankie G.
Because you say that about some people's names, like because I have balked at some names before, and then they end up being really effective. You know, like there's a comedian out of Ireland called Jim Owen, and it's just it's all one word. I don't know if you've ever seen it spelt, but it's crazy. There's Big J Okerson.
Big J Okerson, yeah.
So some of them do when they pick those little monikers. They do work out. I hate to hear about the comics who have. I'm sure there's plenty of comics on the failure heap or whatever that have like some quirky
I don't
name.
mind about when they add the comedy in it. You know what I mean? That's like I don't mind it.
Yeah,
Like if your email, or obviously I have it in my Instagram, F Ravens Comedy. But
yeah,
but if that's your thing, it's like give it up for JJ Comedy, or something like that.
yeah,
It's like
yeah.
it's like
The,
too much. It's like we get it, bro. It's like
the comedy man. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that's like
I always feel that way about like because now that we're becoming a global village, of course, more and more all the time. I imagine there's other Venezuelan comics that you know as well.
oh, they have
So
the comedy in it.
so you probably when they do that, you're probably like, oh come on guys,
Yeah.
come
No, and
on.
there's one that's very popular. I think that's literally named the comedy, and I'm like, and I get it. I don't know if that's a thing. That's also like I grew up in the American style stand up,
Mm,
so I don't know the
yeah,
culture that's Latino Venezuelan stand up as much as I do this one. So, but yeah, I
right.
mean, and at that point, I'm like, just have your name. It could be like big, like you said, Big Frank or whatever. If you want that or something. But like,
Yeah, I'm
but
big
adding
Frank.
the comedy to it is kind of like I feel it's like yeah, I don't know. It's like saying like, well, I mean, there's Chance the Rapper, so who fucking knows, man?
Yeah, see, yeah, rapper names are very good. They break the mold all the time, don't they? Every time, like I'm like Megan the Stallion, Megan the
Mhm.
Stallion. That's
The
never gonna work.
Stallion,
And, yeah,
which
the
that was the
Stallion.
name. That was the name of my pony back in the day.
What the pony or the stallion?
Megan.
Oh, oh, lovely. Oh,
It was a little
oh,
pony.
she
Uh,
sounds little.
but yeah, that's
Look at you with your pony. I love. Does that mean like were you responsible for getting the groceries on your pony?
no,
Is
no,
that
no, no, no. I'm talking about the cartoon, Little Pony. Remember Little
Oh,
Pony?
geez. Okay. I thought you were telling me that you had a pony when
No,
you were a kid.
I'm not. What am I, rich?
Well, you can either be rich or poor. The equine horses horses
That-
go to rich and poor. They just don't go in between, dude.
That's
So
funny.
'cause poor people have ponies and horses too. So yeah. There's a huge spectrum. It's in the middle where you're
Yeah,
non-horse.
like okay,
So
yeah.
I'm
So I'm in the
relatively
middle. I'm
non-horse.
not poor. I'm not rich. So I didn't
Yeah,
have a. We had like a hamster and then like a parakeet, and that's it. That's pretty much
right.
it. We didn't have
Yeah.
anything. No, no, no farm animals. That's the
Okay.
expensive
There
family
you
that
go.
had this like
Why on
the
earth
horse.
then did you have a My Little Pony? How did
No, no, the cartoons. I will remember I
okay.
watched it. Like Care Bear. You remember Care Bears?
I do
And the
remember Care
Smurfs.
Bears.
All this stuff. They're all the same. Smurfs, Care Bears, Little Ponies. It's pretty much just the same cartoon, just in a different animal. Or I don't
Yeah.
know Smurfs what there are, but
Yeah,
yeah.
that's an accurate theory.
Which
Yeah.
let's talk about quickly because we gotta go into the streets, but I want to mention this quickly. The
Yeah.
Smurfs. I mean, that was
Sure.
literally like was everybody just gang banging the Smurfette?
Yes, I think that's widely known now.
It
I think it's
is?
yeah, I think this is an observation that has been made for many years that
Okay,
Smurfette
so
was
what's your take on it? Was she because I'm thinking like was she like how are they first of all, how are they reproducing? Is she like a queen bee?
well,
Or
it's
like I don't understand.
I'm not sure how they smurfed, but we can only theorize as to how they were
Oh yeah, we're
smurfing.
theorizing. We're
But
theorizing.
I'm gonna guess it was like a Mogwai Gremlins kind of thing, like some
Like
sort
she
of ingredient. No, some sort of ingredient lands on Smurfette, or maybe all
yeah,
of the
it's
Smurfs.
called cum.
And then another Smurf just pops. It
The
just pops
ingredient
out
is
of her.
it's called Smurf cum.
Okay, okay. Oh yes, okay. So that can happen when one Smurf Smurfs onto Smurfette.
That's a better way to put it.
Then it just evolves.
Well,
You
like
know,
it gets like little like pop, 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 and they start popping like
yeah, like the
gremlins.
Gremlins, like in the Gremlins, it just starts to, and it comes out, and then you get another Smurf, and then Papa Smurf
That's a
comes
good
along and
theory.
goes, "That's Smurftastic, another Smurf." You
Yeah.
know, so,
I think it's like actually if you think about it, it's like the Smurfs is like a cult. Like one of those like cults and like Papa Smurf just try to be like, hey guys, yeah, everybody has to call me Papa Smurf. And this is my wife, this is pets, and you guys do whatever I'll be the villain. Like what was
yeah,
was that guy that went into like Texas and got people and they all killed themselves because the guy they were following the guy was just
Koresh, David Koresh.
I don't know. I forget. I don't know. I was asking. I don't know.
Yeah, he had the cult. I mean, soon it's going to be the Trump. Trump's going to reenact it at Mar-a-Lago. But yeah,
All right, everybody, eat the burgers, eat the Big Macs, and we're gonna.
He is. They're gonna have to come at it like Waco, like in Waco, Texas, like that cult. Mar-a-Lago is gonna be like that in like 5 years. And they're gonna be like, Trump's just gonna be behind the wall in a robe, going, "They're not coming in here." Hey, can I just tell you about the Smurfs again? You go back to the Smurfs. Did you know that the Smurfs, for a lot of children, it's the first not horror movie, but it's the first horror story that they will see. One of the episodes of the Smurfs.
What? Really?
Yeah, there's a Smurf episode called The Purple Smurfs. Now, some people listening are going to know right away because if you saw it when you were a kid, it would traumatize. It traumatized me, and I've always, all through my life, I was like, "What was that thing?" And then not until recently, I was looking it up, and it's widely known as the first time the concept of the zombie horror is introduced to children. Because what happens is in the Purple Smurfs episode, an infection. Like a zombie, like a 28 days later, and it turns all these Smurfs purple, and if they bite each other, and so they start biting each other, and they all start turning purple, and it almost destroys the whole like life as we know it for the Smurfs.
Wow, I never saw that episode. I mean, I did.
I highly recommend it. I mean, it's the most traumatizing when you're a child, but I look back on it now, and it's my favorite episode. So yeah.
Wow, I never saw that.
Purple Smurfs, man.
One last thing for this, that's another thing too. Smurfs is a very perfect example of like how women were treated back in the day. It's like, come on, like you have like 1,000 Smurfs and you're only gonna have to write in one female character. It's like, come on, it's like that's fucked up.
Yeah, there's only one archetype for the women.
Brian wants to.
If you were a nerdy person into the Smurf, if you were a nerdy girl who was into the Smurfs, you had to relate to the men Smurfs.
Wait, our producer Brian, he's got some Smurfs knowledge that he wants to drop. I guess he's a big a Smurfette fan, so we should let him in so we can hear what he has to say. Brian? Come in, Brian.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hello, mate.
You were happy. You were screaming at us. It's like, I got some Smurfs knowledge, man. Let me.
No, I'm not a pro on it, but I did some quick research. Here's what smurfsfanon.fandoms.com/wiki/reproduction says.
Wait, what? Reproduction?
Yeah.
Reproduction.
In mainstream Smurfs media, Smurf reproduction is non-physical, as all baby Smurfs are brought to the Smurf village from an unknown location on the night of the blue moon by a stork.
Oh wait, on the night of the blue moon?
On the night of the blue moon of a blue moon by the stork.
Okay, no, that's that. Wait, so is that from the actual cartoons, or is some guy who's making this up?
I mean, it's on fandom.com.
It's canon, baby. It says
the mainstream Smurfs are by nature a single-gendered race. Natural-born Smurfs are mostly male, with female Smurfs being magical creations.
Wait, what?
Oh, that's right. Papa Smurf created Smurfette.
This is getting into like Adam and Eve shit. Like this is like,
I didn't think we'd get this deep into it, but you know,
I didn't know it was coming either. But
this is actually like Adam and maybe they took Genesis, the Bible, and like the idea they're like, all right, Papa Smurf is like, all right, we're gonna introduce one girl, and then the whole Smurfs village got fucked up because they all wanted to. They're like, come on, give me that girl, and everybody wanted to. I don't know.
It's an allegory for sure, for something. I don't know what it is, but
I mean, the Smurfs represents our society.
Yeah,
that's what it does.
But that's what it says. I figured.
Wow, right.
I figured you should know the real truth, the hard-hitting truth.
I thought maybe you were looking up the purple Smurfs.
Hopefully, if there's somebody listening out there that's a Smurfs, connoisseur, fanatic, we'd love to interview him or her. And be like, so because I want to know more about the Smurfs culture, because I think it's we're just hitting the.
Please message us Twitter @podstandby.
Yeah, and don't forget that every Smurf episodes are only like 6 or 7 minutes long, so do check out the Purple Smurfs episode, and And then write me and tell me how traumatized a child would be if you were a child watching that, going, "Oh my God, all the Smurfs almost became extinct."
Wow.
Yeah,
Well, I
wanna
think
know.
we should go into the tweets then, because
Yeah, we do have some tweets to read for the week.
So we
some
got some
questions.
hot
Some good questions. Good questions. Let's start it off. This first one is from @younglistener. It's a two-parter. The first part, I don't know where it comes from. Second part, more relatable. The first question is, what porn site do you use the most? And then
wow, okay.
she says, mine's thumbzilla.com.
Thumbzilla?
So I don't know where that
one.
one came from.
Is that an actual site?
You know what? It is hyperlinked. So, but I'm not gonna.
Oh,
You're not gonna go in?
No.
You
know what? I will.
Great.
This is my mom's computer. I can't go in.
Yeah, it's great that people are coming to
Thumbzilla?
Oh yeah, okay.
It is like
no,
porn?
it's real.
Oh, it's real? But
Yeah.
what's different in Thumbzilla? Is it has to do with thumbs?
No, it's just I'm guessing it's just a domain name because like an ordinary
I'm gonna guess
porn site.
Ordinary porn site.
Nothing out of the ordinary there. It's @younglistener.
Okay, I'm gonna guess that young listener works for Thumbzilla.
Probably, yeah. This is probably a free plug we just gave them.
As a motivation.
So I don't know if you guys want to answer that one, but
I don't have an allegiance or a membership. I go for whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
loading up the quickest.
That's one thing I never understood of when the internet became like what it is, like where you can just go and see any porn that you want to for free. Like, why are you paying? I never understand that.
Yeah,
what's the whole point of like, I'm gonna pay for the fan cam or whatever? It was like, just type Google anything and you can just find
Google's the best site.
Yeah, that's the porn site I use the most.
Yeah.
Google.
I wasn't even aware that Google was that good, but it's not hard. It's not hard, and it's, you know what? Life is better if you don't have an allegiance. So spend that 2 minutes a day or whatever your time is with whoever you want.
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Wow, you're going for the quick Thumbzilla.
Oh yeah, I don't need much on Thumbzilla.
We're not getting paid by them, by the way. We're getting no money from them.
Yeah, we've
more importantly, her second question was, this is a follow-up question to an older clip.
Where did she find the time?
She says, I also have a follow-up question from one of the YouTube clips I've seen thus far. If food is a no-go for a first date besides sushi, in your opinion, what makes for the best main attraction for a first date?
Main attraction? What does she mean?
Yeah, what if you're not going to go to dinner? What is the thing you do on the date?
Got it. Fuck. No, I'm kidding.
There you go. To reach Francisco Ramos.
Okay. Sorry. Sex. No. No. For me, I'll answer it quickly. I think it'll be like just have drinks. Go to a bar, go to wherever, just have drinks. To me, that means the main attraction, because for the first one, because that's an easy one that you can also get out. Like you can have the drink. If there's nothing working, you go like, all right, bye, and everybody can just go. And if you want to stay at the bar, you can stay at the bar.
What's the drink limit on the first date?
I'm 100% behind you on that one. You have drinks because you can have conversation. You can size each other up too, at whether or not you like each other socially over drinks. Whereas food is a whole different world, and your mouths are full, and you're sitting there, and food is very much we're already in a comfort zone kind of thing.
Yeah.
Drinks, you're in, you converse. You can converse over drinks, and show somebody a bar you like or whatever, and that's what I would recommend as well.
Yeah.
In the time of COVID, I would recommend throwing a 6-pack in a backpack and asking the person to meet you in a park.
Okay, wow. and then, all right, take it as a Richard Ramirez.
Some men Smurf away.
Yeah, that's a sting operation you're describing. That's
Well, I'm not a very good detective if I'm getting that drunk
yeah.
on a sting operation.
Well, that's cool. That's cool. Good question. I like that. I like
Yeah,
that.
that's a
She
good
started
one.
with she started with the porn, and then she went into like, hey, how about a date?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, yeah, she said it's fun, and that she couldn't get it off her mind. She's like, I gotta get the porn question out there anyway, and then I'll do the rational thing.
All right. So what's do we have another one? What's the
What do we got? But I can still see X thumb hamster or whatever in your reflecting in your glasses, Brian. So
Yeah.
that's a natural hamster.
Okay, so the second question we got is from at Nasdaqistan.
Okay. All right.
I don't know.
What's the best? He's a traitor and a traitor.
What's the best type of cult to join?
Oh, what's the best type of cult? The one that doesn't want to kill you. I mean, that's the best one to join. Like, if you want to join a cult and be like, is this gonna lead to me drinking some Kool-Aid at the end, or
well, how do you know? That's the thing.
That's the thing. You can't
How
ask.
do you know?
Like,
it never starts as a cult, right?
right. That's true.
Yeah.
It's always vulnerable people. Hey, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You need help, and then let's
Hey,
drink.
I got 10 acres.
Yeah, yeah.
Come on, yeah. You lost your job. Oh, no, come on, live with us. We got some fresh fruit. That's how it starts.
It does take a certain people to join a cult. You know what I mean? Like, like it reminds me of that Seinfeld episode where George was really pissed because they were getting his boss in the cult, but not him. And he's like, "Why not me?
Why not good enough?" I've got the answer for you right here. What was the name of the person who's asking? Who's asking?
Nasdaqistan. Yeah.
Nasdaqistan. It's a trick question, and the best cult to join is still 80s band The Cult, who are still and touring live. I saw them perform, I think, 3 years ago, so they're still doing it. So if you have an opportunity, that's the cult. That's the cult.
Well, at Nasdaqistan is probably the bassist for the cult, I'm imagining. Probably trying to get them. Yeah.
So I'm assuming these are people just asking questions so we can mention their business.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, we're probably this whole tweet section is just getting free ads for random things.
Yeah, they're all angling for something.
The next question is from at Jake from State Farm. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh wow.
Where do you get your insurance?
All right. Well, I don't know if we answered that person's question, but
Well, I mean, I said the one. I mean, I don't know if I don't even know what are the cults out there. Like, is there like NBA teams of cults? Like, I don't know. Like, what? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't think cults have hey, I'm a cult.
Yeah.
They hide them. Like you said, they hide themselves, but they're not cults, but they're really cults.
Yeah, Nasdaqistan. Any cult is fine as long as it doesn't involve a death pledge. If you're in an ice cream cult, safe.
Yeah.
But
or signing away your money or property.
Yeah, or your what does the Scientology do? You have to tell them your secrets, right? That's what they do, right?
Probably. I would imagine that and much more.
I'm not saying Scientology is a cult, but I heard that they're like, hey, give me your dark secrets. We're not going to use them unless you want to leave. So
yeah, I mean, they're all. I mean, the Jehovah's Witnesses are like they're all like this because they all want that information so they can blackmail you if you ever want to leave. So yeah,
is that how
Jehovah's Witness?
Jehovah's Witnesses do the same thing. They all collect information on you to shame you and blackmail you if you leave.
That one.
Well, maybe we'll do a special little shorter episode on just cults.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, there we go.
We should actually try to get somebody, like, interview a person that was in a cult.
Yeah, that'd be yeah.
That'd be kind of cool because I'd be like, yeah.
And we are being in Los Angeles. There are a few around because a lot of people who escape cults do wind up in California.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Well,
a lot of cults are in California, to be honest.
Stick around at Nasdaqistan. You might get some more cult content later.
Yeah, next week we'll have a tweet from him saying, "Come and join mine."
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we got another one from at Remus Roma. And the question is, it's some of the spelling's off, but we'll give it a go. Why do some wise people make the most important decisions in the washroom?
Washroom. Where is that from? From
The
England?
restroom, the bathroom, the shitter.
Oh yeah, no, I know, but like, is that who says
Oh.
washroom? Is that
Well, the picture
Yeah,
on the tweet is a Canadian symbol.
Oh,
The English say toilet.
oh, so in Canada you guys
The
say
loo.
washroom?
Yeah, you guys say washroom in America, don't you?
Yeah, we do.
No.
Some
You
places say
do? I thought it
washroom,
was bathroom.
bathroom, restroom.
Yeah, I
washroom.
think you guys use all those
Yeah.
here.
So
I
what?
think it's because because in order to get your bowels to work, you've shut everything down. So your synapses can fire without anything else on your mind. That's all you're thinking about is you gotta unload this, and then everything falls into line. All the information pops right in there. That's why things come to you in the shower as well. I mean, it's like that in stand up as well. Francis will tell you too. Like sometimes you write the joke, you write the gag, you do it for ages, but a tag or a punchline, it comes to you when you have nothing going on in your brain. When you're just when nothing's going on, this little tag or punchline will come drifting into your brain. You're like, oh, great, and then you flush the toilet.
Yeah, no, it's true, especially like in the shower because you're not even using your phone, so you're literally by yourself, and that's where really like the creativity comes because like right now we're so stuck with our phones and computers,
Yeah.
everywhere. But like when you're actually taking a shower, because even when you're, pooping, you're still using your phone.
Yeah.
I want it to be clean and not say shit. And when I say pooping.
I actually found
I
an,
know. How do you feel about that? You feel
I don't know. I
found
mean,
an article.
it kind of defeat the purpose because I said it by explaining it. So I was like,
yeah. From now on,
I,
we're all learning our words. From now on, we'll be all about the shit.
I found an article that basically says what you guys were talking about. It was an article, Science Explains Why Our Best Ideas Come in the Shower.
Oh,
And
yeah?
it said, basically a lot of dopamine is released in your brains. You're relaxed and you're distracted. Those were like the three main points.
What is dopamine again?
It's I don't know, let's look it up.
It's the feel good.
I'm not going to act like I have that answer.
That's my explanation. If a kid asks me, what's dopamine? I go, it's the feel good sauce. Feel good sauce.
But how does that
Right,
how does it release? Like, is it released through your breath or through your
Let's
skin?
see. Here we go. Dopamine.
Or does it happen like a Smurf?
Dopamine is a type of neurotransmitter. Your body makes it, and your nervous system uses it to send messages between nerve cells. That's why it's sometimes called a chemical messenger. Dopamine plays a role in how we feel pleasure. It's a big part of our unique human ability to think and plan. It helps us strive, focus, and find things interesting.
Wow.
Didn't really tell us anything scientifically, but
No, I kind of say. I wish. Now I'm going like, man, I should have changed my my artist name to Dopamine.
There you go. Dopamine, the comedy man.
No, not the comedy. I mean, if I had the comedy man, then I'm doing children's parties.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
You're for Dopamine, the comedy man.
All right. Well, we got another one. Another question from @Dave_Sauve, SAUVE. I don't know how to pronounce that.
That's a Canadian Sauve.
This one is, he says, can seniors do stand-up for the first time? Or is it a young person's game? I ask because laughter and brain work are very good for us. Jesus Christ, I can't read. And brain work are very good for us. So wondering how seniors would benefit from writing, performing, and laughing.
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
Anybody and everybody can do stand up for the first time. Like, yeah, you just gotta go for it. Get that dopamine going, man. Also, stand up. Okay, this is. I don't want this to come across as sad, but this stand up will never be the same again because I don't think there's never going to be a generation that's going to do stand up before they do social media now.
No, yeah, you're right.
Whereas until this past decade, most comedians had to wait till they were drinking age or something until they could go to a comedy club
And they have to try
and
it
then-
live.
and then they have to try it live and they have to die and they have to do those first steps in front of a room of strangers. And that part of the evolution of stand-up comedy is going to be gone now because now it's going to be full of young, confident. There's still going to be talent and great comedians out there, but they're going to be young and overly confident because they'll probably have nurtured an online audience since they were like 12 or something. And then when they're 19 or 20, they'll be like, "Hey guys, come and see me. I'm going to do my first comedy gig." And that's the way it's going to happen now. So I admire you. If you're an older person now and you want to try stand up for the first time, do it because you're doing it in the style that nobody's going to do anymore because you're doing it first.
Yeah. No, I think I mean, especially when you're an older person, it's like you have so much to talk about. Like, I mean, like literally, like you lived a full life, which is like, that's what makes good stand up when you have so many experiences that you can actually, relate to people because that's when young people do it, it's like when you're starting to do comedy, you're doing like stuff that nobody, like only your comic friends relate to. So, but the normal person is not going to relate to. So obviously when you're a senior and you're doing that, it's like you got so much to talk. You can talk about when you were growing up. You can talk about you got middle, whatever.
I wonder if he wants to talk about his wife. I wonder if it's actually he's got a lot of wife material and he's had to wait for her to pass away. So his wife has passed away and he's like, finally, all right, I can give this a shot now. I'm gonna try stand up. I've got a lot to say about her.
Yeah, the only thing that I do say is like, yeah, it's gonna be great, but in the beginning, it doesn't matter who you're gonna bomb, so it's not gonna be great in the beginning. So just know that, like, even if like you're still gonna struggle doing it no matter what, But once you get your time, who you are and your timing and your jokes, then that's gonna really be fun for you, But yeah, love to see it, if you actually do it. Love to send us a tape or something. See if we can.
Yeah, I'll look out for his type 5.
But like in front of an audience.
VCR tape.
Betamax.
Yeah.
If he's doing it at a nursing home or something, then maybe he will have.
I've done shows in nursing homes. Have you done shows in nursing homes? I've done shows.
They should have more comedy clubs in nursing, just comedy nights.
I've done it. It's,
you have? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I did it a couple of times, and it's like you're obviously like trying to, because some people are just like looking at you like, I don't know if they don't even know, like, listen. I mean, some people can't listen, so it's kind of like.
Yeah,
but it's fun. I mean, at the end of the day, you're just, they go to you, they're like, what?
Yeah, it's not ideal. It's not it's not a Saturday night bragging right.
No.
Where are you gigging tonight? Oh,
yeah. Those are the ones you don't say. Those are the ones you don't post on Instagram. Those are the ones you do just for the money.
Cool. Well, there you go. At Dave. What does this salve? Almost suave, not quite suave.
Sauve. This Canadian teaching you guys how to pronounce.
Is that what it is? How do you pronounce it?
Sauve. S-A-U-V-E.
Sauve.
I
like that. Sauve.
Suave.
Yeah. Dave_Sauve.
Yeah, he's got some French.
Montreal.
He might be from Montreal. Yeah.
Poutine.
Yes, poutine. Yes, keep saying words. Keep saying Canadian words. That's always good.
We have one more question. This one's putting you guys on the spot because who knows if you have this. At Christine Comedy, guys. We have an at Christine Comedy.
We're talking about comedy, but no, actually. Yeah. No. Actually, no. That's on the tweet handle.
You said it's just
okay.
That's okay.
Yeah,
That's okay.
we
I got
thought
Ephraim.
but
I'm talking about
yeah.
the name.
She has a real name.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Her question is, do you have a ghost story? I just figured this is a good.
Oh yeah, I do have one.
You do?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Oh wow!
actually,
All right, here
and
we
it's
go. This was a
so
long
like,
shot question.
yeah, no.
Yeah.
So something. No, and this actually, I felt it. It happened to me. I mean, this.
Wow.
What?
Yes.
So when I was back in, still in high school, my mom would send me and my sister back to Venezuela for summer vacation, and like one summer, my grandma's sister got sick. Like she got cancer, and she was like, we got there like when she kind of like literally like on the month that she got the news and kind of like, and basically like in a month she like passed away. So I saw that whole process literally, like even saw her dying at my grandma's house. And then I remember like so then they had the funeral and everything, and then like the day after or whatever, I was in my grandma's house, and like the doorbell rang, and my grandma had a dog, and he always used to bark all the time and go nuts when he heard the door ring. And then I remember going, like nobody, like it kept ringing and nobody was like went to go, so I went and walked to open the door. And then I saw that all of a sudden when I get there, I saw that like the dog stopped barking and just looked at the door, and then all of a sudden just like got quiet, and then all of a sudden went and hid under the sofa, like,
Okay.
and I'm
Like he's scared.
like scared, like not, and he never did that until he was in trouble. Right? And then I was like, wow, that's weird. And I opened the door, and there was nobody there. I see nobody there, and I'm going, and I was like, I really felt, I was like, wow, this, and that was like the day after, like the funeral, like it was just recent that she passed away, and she passed away in that house. So for me, that was like, I was like, okay,
That's something. Yeah, you
that's
felt
something
that.
there. I was by myself. There was nobody there. Like it was like I was like, okay, and I just left it alone. I was like, okay, that's not, but so that's when people tell me, like, I do believe like there's spirits or stuff out there, like, I'm like, because I mean, so because I felt it, like I don't know, like unless somebody just knocked at the door and just ran away for credit. But to me, it was the way that the dog reacted. That was weird to me,
Right.
because he literally like was barking, all of a sudden stopped and just hid, and I was like, whoa. What the
Yeah.
And supposedly dogs see spirits. That's what they say.
Well,
Or
they see a lot of stuff. Like dogs will know if there's an earthquake coming and stuff like that as well.
Yeah, you see those videos of dogs, running out of a room.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
5 seconds before anything starts shaking.
Yeah, and I've never lived in I didn't grow up in an earthquake place, obviously, but in Nova Scotia, my dog that I grew up with, he would he wasn't he wasn't brave, let's say, he was a fantastic dog. He was the best. His name was Chopper, best dog ever.
Chopper?
Chopper, yeah, Chopper, like a helicopter, or like in the movie Stand By Me, Chopper, sick balls. But basically, Chopper, if there was a thunderstorm coming, he would at least 5 minutes beforehand, he would get in the bathtub. So
Really?
that's how we knew. Yeah, and then I don't know why dogs do that. Maybe somebody can tell us, but they start digging at the bathtub and like they're trying to get away or something. But he would go. So if Chopper would get in the bathtub, then we would know. There's a thunderstorm coming in the next 5 minutes. And sure enough, this thing would just roll across.
Wow.
Isn't that
or you could have just watched didn't you have the Weather Channel too?
Nope, just the dog.
Yeah, no, Nova Scotia, man. We only had 2 channels, and those 2 channels were only available if my little sister
like
stand
JJ
over
was
holding up an antenna to get a signal.
JJ was saying that story like he was like in the 1800s, like in the Wild West. Well, when my dog Chopper he gets in the bathtub, we know storms. Like, Hey, Pa.
We're heading over to JJ with today's weather, and I'm just standing in my field going, well, the dog's just running around normal, right? So we're gonna have some sunshine.
Which is that's how they did it back in the day, you know, like that. Like they
Dog
would like
living in the tub.
It's just
It's
point
still
your
raining.
finger and put it in the air. You know.
But do you guys have any ghost stories? No, nothing.
I don't know if I have any specific ones. JJ, do you have any?
Or have you ever
to
felt
you or
or
is,
felt anything like you felt like ooh, like I felt like
No,
you
I
know.
mean at this point in
I
my life,
want that.
I've
Even when my dad passed
have-
away, I also had a dream. I mean, that's also obviously more subconsciously, but like I literally had a dream of like my dad like telling me, "Hey, don't worry, everything's gonna be fine." And I
Yeah.
was like, I mean, obviously that could be subconsciously,
Hey.
whatever, but like,
no.
like and it was very real. It
It
was
doesn't
like
matter
literally,
if it's real or not, as long as you get the message. As
yeah,
long as,
yeah, yeah.
that's it.
Yeah,
Man.
I have lived in some creaky places. Like my current apartment is so. Like I say, I've lived a lot of places, so I think I've come to grips with the ghost thing, and I do find ways to justify creaks and stuff. But at my current apartment, there is a weird thing that happens with my current apartment, and I think it happens when people are walking on the hallway outside, but for some reason it kind of creaks in like 5 feet into my apartment, like on the other side of this wall, and it feels like people are walking along that part of my apartment sometimes. So I can just be, and what I'm talking about right now, like I'm sitting here at this desk talking to you guys. I'm talking about 3 feet away from my desk. I sometimes hear footsteps, and I'm like, and I turn, and I'm like, I'm the only person
Wow.
that lives. I'm the only
But
person
you
that lives.
hear footsteps because people are outside, or there's
And
nobody
then I
outside.
think it's because people are outside, and there's a reverb, or it's an old creaky building, so people are walking outside, and it's making a repercussion 5 feet away inside my
Oh,
apartment,
so
and
it's an engineering problem.
it creeps the shit out of me.
I like that you think of it that way, Francisco.
No, I mean, I think he's saying like he hears it when there's people outside. So it's an engineering problem. There's no ghosts. It's literally people outside.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm telling you. I didn't say that it was
Is
a ghost.
it?
I'm saying that I have lived in enough creaky places that I always can figure out, like, oh, is this why
What
this
it
is
is.
happening? So I know.
Yeah.
So there is. So weird things happen. Like I'll feel like I hear footsteps here, but yes, exactly. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm not trying to. Yeah, that's precisely what I'm trying to say. There's a problem with my creaky building, and I've lived in a lot of creaky buildings with a lot of weird stuff, but I've never seen like Jesus in my toast or any kind of paranormal ghost activities that I couldn't figure out anyway. I say this.
Yeah,
But
I would like to see something crazy. I would like to be in a field and see a UFO, or that'd be cool.
I mean, I wouldn't. I mean, that's why I don't like playing like the Ouija game or all that stuff. I don't that I don't like to. I don't like getting because, like I said, I respect. It's kind of like the ocean. When I surf, you have to respect it. You know what I mean? Like you can never think that you're above it because it's gonna kill you. So it's like same thing with this. Like I respect it. So that stuff, like if it happens, I feel cool. But like I also don't want to be like go and searching for it because I'm like, I don't want to. Like something happens and then
would you go to a psychic?
I know that's the thing. You know what? I don't like, even though like I do read the horoscope here and there. I do. To me, I find it like it's cool, but it's like, nah. Like it's sometimes it's kind of like things to kind of like keep in mind or whatever. But I don't want to go to a psychic that tells me this is gonna happen. I don't like that because I'm so into my parent, like into my head that I'm never gonna live my life because I'm be looking at the shit that they told me that's gonna happen. And I don't like that. I do like to be able to like be like life surprise about that.
But everything they tell you is open to interpretation, right?
Of course.
Say something like, "I see a key in your future," and then you can go, "Oh, I just got a new apartment," or
or whatever. Yeah. No, they know their tricks. Of course, they know their tricks. But it's still. But the fact that it's something, that's why I don't mind doing a horoscope because it's like they're putting it forever. It's not to me. Like, I mean, to go directly to somebody and be like, all right, let me read your hand and let me read your thing. Even though I know it's tricks and stuff like that, I prefer just to be like, I'm good. Just tell me. I don't want to. I don't want it because then it's like I feel like then it is because I'm that person. Then it's like, oh, is this the person that's gonna get me? I'm like, ah. And then you're not even living in the moment. Nah.
Yeah.
Well, that
Yeah,
that can bring us to the last question that I have.
Oh, okay.
Would you rather want to know how or when you're gonna die? If someone came up and told you, I can tell you how or when
It's a
you're gonna
tough-
die, what are you choosing?
Oh, wow. I think if you told me the how, I could decipher the when. So I would have to go how, and then I would
Maybe.
avoid if it's an activity. If I went how, and they went, you'll be playing basketball down at the courts, I'll be like, well, I'm retiring from basketball now. So
No, but you're gonna die no matter what.
But you're gonna
Right.
die that way, so
Yeah, it's like Final Destination. Even if you
I
say
know,
I don't
but
want to play basketball,
can't I? Yeah, but this is my point. Can't I control it? So if I said, if
Final
they said,
Destination.
if they told me how, and they said playing basketball, then I could avoid playing basketball until I'm like 98.
yeah. But what if you're then I would counter that with like you're walking by the park and when you're older and some kid a basketball rolls to you and he says throw it back
And
and
then
And
then
I'll
you
be like,
throw it
this
back
is
and
it.
yeah,
This is it. Yeah.
and then you break your back tripping, kicking it back to
I'll,
him.
I'll do when. I'll say when. Let me.
The monkey's paw. It's the it will happen in
Yeah.
whatever way you don't think it's gonna
Yeah, it's like Final
Right.
Destination,
yeah.
like the
Right.
movie. Like, but I prefer when, I guess, just so I can have like a deadline. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like literally a deadline. I mean, like,
For comics, we always love deadlines.
no, at least for me, it will know like, okay, I got this much time to do this stuff, and like, and I guess it will be like a, in a way, it gives you that whole thing of like, because that's the thing, that's one of the biggest bad things that humans have is they think they're invincible and they think they're gonna live forever. So when you take that away, and then you realize, then to me that makes life easier, because now you're not really focusing on the stupid little things. You're not gonna be worried about the stupid little things, because now
Yeah.
which is actually the best way to live. Like when because when you worry about so much BS that's out of your control, it's
Yeah.
bullshit. But like,
Yeah.
so I would prefer that. Just
Do,
that would
do
be
you
my thing.
ever watch the? It's on the Today Show in the morning. That's my morning news cycle. I still do my morning news cycle that I did when Brian. For anybody who doesn't know, Brian, of course, worked with me on the Jim Jeffries show. So we worked together for 3 years. Whenever my morning routine, Brian, used to be to watch the Daily Show, and then they do that Smuckers. Al Roker will do the Smuckers centenarians or whatever. The 100-year-olds. Have you seen this yet, Francisco? Have you seen it?
No.
So basically, Al Roker, a very famous weather guy here.
Yeah, I know.
Everybody loves him. He has a segment on the morning show, and all the people who have turned 100 years old. It's sponsored by Smucker's Jam, and so all their faces are on Smucker's Jam, and it cycles through on the screen, and then Roker will go. And again, happy 100th birthday to Gladys Merriweather. Gladys says the key to life is, and he runs by all of their keys to life. I love my favorite ones are when they're like, yeah, I have a cigar a week or whatever. There's ones like a heavy crack addiction in my 60s.
Yeah. I drink beer every day.
Yeah, I go excessive. I don't know why. My clean living friend died when he was 82. Here I am, 100 and a coke addict.
I love when people say that. It's like, that's just because it depends on you, man. That I mean, statistically, like if you smoke a cigar every day, most likely you're gonna get something, But like, but there's one exception.
There's those people who it just doesn't affect.
Who doesn't affect them because that's how you're. It's like LeBron, like his body.
It makes you feel that genetics are about 75% of it, and then are about 25%.
That's completely true. Like, I think it's like the way we're like cars. Some cars last longer than others, literally, and it's like you gotta be. Hopefully, you're lucky that your car is gonna be last as much as you
crap out after 170.
Yeah.
Sometimes somebody else hits you. And then sometimes
somebody does some bad work on you, and then it messes up.
Oh yeah.
You never know. So basically, you get the car. That's your starting point. what you do with it is up to you. But
All right, so that's good.
That's
We're
true.
hopefully you
split
can
then.
get it across the finish line.
We're split
Yeah.
then. JJ wants to know how
When?
he's
Yes.
gonna
I know
die,
how.
and
How.
you know
I
you want
said
to
how.
know when. There we go.
And I want to know when.
That's all
That's
the
just
questions
how-
I got for the week.
That's just how different we are.
Yeah.
Well,
Those
thanks,
are good
Brian.
questions. Those were great
Yeah.
questions. Yeah, thank you
for
for
the
everybody.
questions, man.
Keep sending them, man. I mean, those are great questions to ask. So
Yeah.
thank you for doing it.
Send them into
Yeah.
wherever we are. Send them into our YouTube channel. You can click that and subscribe.
Or you
us.
can click to us directly as well, like at
Yeah.
Twitter at Francisco Ramos or at
Yeah.
JJ Whitehead. What's your
my Twitter is JJ Whitesnake. I just wanted to
JJ
say
White.
this is a perfect example of how we have been going. This is our 8th episode that we're recording right now, but and we're learning as we go. So those of you who are listening, like, thanks for listening in, and we love your any advice and anytime you can chirp in and let us know what you want to see more of or hear more of. We can. Like, we'd love to know because we can adapt. We're good at that, and that's why we got into this. We want to grow every week because what just happened is a great example because we haven't even learned how to pitch well about our internet site. Like, when you watch other podcasts or other shows and they've got it all smooth, they're like, check us out on Instagram here at this, and then we're on this, and like they all do it well, but we still haven't. We're still like, send us
Just
an email.
Google. Just hit Google.
Google us. So case
Just-
in point, we realize that there's improvement to be done, and we're getting better every week.
We're like, just find us some Thumbzilla.
Yeah.
Find us. Yeah, all of our stuff will now be filtered through Thumbzilla.com. You'll only find us on there.
Yeah, there we go. Excellent. I think we crushed it, guys. I think that's the perfect pitch.
But that's the whole point. I mean, we're people knows that we're not perfect. We're human beings.
Yeah.
We're figuring it out. It's only going to get better.
Yes.
Yeah,
Awesome, man. That was fun. That was cool questions. Fun topics. Great seeing you guys.
Yeah, it's lovely seeing you too, buddy. This is great. Good little riff. Bye, guys.
Right. Bye, hello.
See ya.